You know, it really hurts me to see. I see all these families out here talking about this EBT thing, about this government shutdown. And you know, like, I'm a 21-year-old dad. I got 3 kids that I take care of, plus like another one that isn't mine, but she's with me most of the time. So I got 4 kids that depend on me on the daily basis to give them food and provide for them and to make sure that they have a house over their head, you know. And I work a lot. My girlfriend, she works a lot too. So then we got this, we got assistance that is given to us because we're a low income family. And it's like, I see all these people out here talking about how people who use EBT or need EBT are lazy. Well, I'll tell you this right now. I ain't lazy. I work my ass around to you any time of the day. Any time of the day. But it hurts my heart because now I got to look at my kids and I got to look at my family and I got to wonder what the fuck I'm going to do now. And it's 2025. Nobody should have to feel like that. Nobody should have to think like that. It's not like we're out here being savages fucking hunting for our food and shit. Now we can go to the grocery store and buy it. So why should I have to be worried about where my next meal is going to come from? You know, I'll sit here and I'll starve myself any day for my kids to eat, but I shouldn't have to. I should be able to be strong so then I can feed my family, you know. And I'm not saying that all my food expenses come from EBT, but at least for half of the month it does. You know, half of the month my food is paid for by EBT, you know. And it's like, so now what am I supposed to do? Not pay my rent or not pay my vehicle or not pay my electricity? Not pay my vehicle insurance, which is needed in order to drive a vehicle? Like, it just makes no sense to me. I don't know. But maybe I'm wrong.
This is what real life looks like for millions of working Americans. And most people would rather pretend it doesn't exist. A 21-year-old dad, 4 kids depending on him, working full-time, his girlfriend working full-time, and they still need EBT just to get through the month. He's not asking for a handout, he's asking for a fair shot to feed his kids without skipping meals himself. And it's crazy how fast people are to judge families like his, without realizing how expensive simply existing has become. Rent, gas, groceries, insurance, everything's up, but wages aren't. This isn't about politics or pride. It's about a dad doing everything right and still getting punished for being poor. No parent in America should have to explain to their kids why hard work isn't enough. So I'm curious, do you think the system's broken, or is this just how it's designed to keep working people struggling?
I just don't understand it. Don't understand it at all, but it's going to cause a lot of chaos.
People using SNAP benefits are bracing for cuts to the program. The U.S. Department of Agriculture notified states around the country that it will not be able to fully fund November SNAP benefits because of the federal shutdown.
I'd use it to get certain foods that I need and vegetables and stuff that I need. So without it, the little money I make when I do side work is going to make me use that money to do. It's going to mess me up a little.
Republicans and Democrats in Washington have been at odds, failing to pass a federal budget impacting many services, including the nation's food assistance program. In Pennsylvania, about 2 million people use SNAP benefits. New Jersey has more than 800,000 recipients, and Delaware has over 100,000.
I don't know if you can see the warehouse behind me here, but in the last 3 or 4 years, I've never seen the warehouse as empty as it is today.
Officials with Share Food program are already struggling to feed families in need in the Delaware Valley. They say cuts to SNAP benefits will cause even more issues.
We're going to see here in Pennsylvania, about 2 million people rely on the SNAP program that aren't going to be able to get that as long as this government shutdown goes on. So it's going to mean even more people than ever coming to us at Share Food program.
My father raised me to be the man, not begging, but asking people for, unless you really, really need it. And this is coming to where I'm going to really, really need it.
And SNAP recipients should know that unspent funds can be rolled over into next month, but this whole issue can be resolved if Congress comes to a resolution.
While politicians argue over budgets and shutdowns, real people are just trying to figure out how they'll eat next month. Here's a man who's not lazy, not asking for a handout, just trying to afford vegetables with his SNAP benefits. And now, because the government can't agree, he's facing a choice no one should ever have to make: food or bills. 2 million people in Pennsylvania, hundreds of thousands more in Jersey and Delaware, all waiting to find out if they'll still get help to eat. Meanwhile, the food banks are already empty. When the shelves start going bare, this stops being politics. It becomes survival. So here's the question. How did we get to a point where feeding families depends on Congress doing its job? And do you think they even understand what hunger feels like anymore?
So I'm just going to say what everyone is thinking. I don't care that you're losing your food stamps. I don't care that you're losing your free medical. I don't care that you are losing your free housing. Now y'all are just getting a taste of what every other person is going through. I should not have to pay to feed you and your 9 children. I'll be the selfish one. My kid comes first in my eyes, not you. I'm going to give you a prime example of how broken this freaking system is. My son was in a very, very severe motorcycle accident involving a tow truck. We were in the hospital for almost a month. As a single mom with no support, and before any of you come at me about the single mom thing, no, I didn't expect myself to be a single mother, but you know what? Shit happens. Being a single mother with no freaking support, that is a month, actually over a month of lost wages over something that was completely out of our control. I was told by case management in the hospital, hey, the only way that your city is going to offer you any type of assistance is if you have an eviction notice. The only way that you're going to get help paying your bills because of these lost wages, because of an emergent situation, is if you have a shutoff notice. This is how broken the system is. I work over 40 hours a week. And you're telling me that I'm paying into a system that I cannot benefit from? But you want to come on the internet and bitch and complain about losing your free benefits that you've probably been on for 10 plus years on a brand new phone? We are sick of it. We're done. We're sick of it. We don't feel sorry for you at all. Because now you're just getting a small taste of what all of us have been going through for years. So here's an idea. Instead of continuing to pop out children that you cannot afford, get a condom and a job. Because the average American is sick of supporting you.
This woman isn't some rich politician. She's a single mom who worked full-time, lost her income for a month because her son nearly died, and still couldn't qualify for help. Meanwhile, she watches people on TikTok cry about losing benefits they've had for years. She's not angry at poor people. She's angry at a system that punishes effort. The part that hits hardest? I work 40 hours a week, pay into a system I can't use. That line cuts through everything. Because this isn't just about food stamps. It's about fairness. It's uncomfortable, it's harsh, but it's real. And whether you think she's cruel or courageous, you can't deny she's saying what millions quietly feel every day. So I'm curious, do you think the system's truly broken, or is it working exactly the way it was designed to?
My name is Carla Zimmerman. I just retired in June from 25 years of teaching.
My name is Bartley Armitage. I've been in Eugene, Oregon most of the 45 years. I was a union carpenter for over 30 years and still a member of the Carpenters Union.
Our current premium is $443 a month.
Through the ACA.
Through the ACA, and which is manageable for us, both retirees. However, it's going up to $2,224 a month. We are kind of in shock. That's without the subsidy. With the subsidy, it's manageable for us. We still live paycheck to paycheck, but it's manageable. The Affordable Care Act, we sort of counted on that in the interim period as retirees to sustain our health care. Without the subsidy, we honestly don't know what we're going to do.
Without the subsidy and with that kind of increase, it's like buying another house and trying to pay for 2 houses at the same time. Yeah, so we don't know what we're going to do exactly. We don't know how we're going to have some health insurance and be able to afford it on a monthly basis.
The thing that gets me the most is that both of us have worked our whole lives. I always had faith that our government would, when we retired.
The government, that our leaders would have a heart and try to find a way to help everyday Americans.
What I would say is this government should be about we the people, not about some.
This one really hits home. 2 lifelong workers, a teacher and a carpenter, both retired after decades of serving their community, now getting crushed by healthcare costs. They did everything right. They worked hard, paid their taxes, stayed insured, and now their Affordable Care Act plan is jumping from $443 to over $2,200 a month. That's not a bill, that's a second mortgage. You can hear the heartbreak when they say, "We don't know what we're going to do." These aren't people looking for handouts. They're people who believed the system would take care of them after a lifetime of giving back. And instead, they're being priced out of basic health care. This is what it looks like when a system forgets its own citizens. So here's what I want to know. How is anyone supposed to retire in peace when the cost of simply staying alive keeps going up? Let me know in the comments.
Hi, my name's Brooke, and I've been doing SNAP benefits and issuing SNAP benefits for 13 years now. And as of October 27th, today, Monday, October 27th, I wanted to kind of give my thoughts on what is happening at this point. It's crazy times with this government shutdown and with the SNAP benefits that the USDA came out and did state that as of November 1st, they were not going to be releasing SNAP benefits for families, 42 million Americans, because the money has tapped out. First off, I think it's important to note that this is not a Democratic issue. This is an administrative issue. There are billions of dollars, around $6 billion in a contingency fund waiting to be used in the case of a government shutdown or an emergency. These funds issued by the administrations with their acceptance or with their approval could provide the benefits needed for November while the shutdown is in place. Trump has said he will not issue those contingency funds because this is a Democratic problem. So first off, I wanted to say, it is so inhumane because you cannot claim that you are a Christian. You cannot claim that you are pro-child, pro-life, and be happy about what is happening now. As of November 1st, veterans, senior citizens, your neighbor who might be a senior who lost their husband or lost their wife, and this is their only income with a low Social Security that they use to help supplement. We're talking about children, around 14 million children that are going to not have food in their household. These food banks that I work for, a food bank, these food banks and these food pantries are not going to be able to sustain 42 million people. They've already had budget cuts because of this administration and are already lower with food resources.
This woman's been inside the system for 13 years. She's not some random person online. She's the one who actually issues SNAP benefits, and even she's sounding the alarm. 42 million Americans, that's veterans, seniors, kids, could lose food assistance overnight because of political games. She explains there's already $6 billion in a contingency fund, money sitting there, meant exactly for moments like this. But politics is stopping it from being used. That's not a funding problem, that's a leadership problem. What really hits hardest is when she says food banks won't be able to handle the demand. She's not exaggerating. These places are already stretched thin. It's rare to see someone who works in government speak this bluntly, but when she says it's inhumane, she's absolutely right. People aren't asking for luxury. How do we keep calling ourselves the richest country in the world when millions can't even afford a meal? Where do you draw the line between politics and humanity?
So you're going to steal my basket full of groceries after I leave the store? Yeah, I don't think so there, Hen. Now, I've seen a lot of videos talking about how people's EBT is getting cut off, and so they're going to be stealing groceries straight out of the store. But I've also seen a lot of videos talking about how people are going to grab baskets whenever they come out of the store. That way they're not stealing from the store, they're stealing from an individual. Well, you grab my shopping cart full of groceries that I bought and paid for with my fucking money, and you're going to hear two sounds. There's going to be three sounds. Maybe. There's certainly going to be two sounds. The first sound you're going to hear is me saying, "Now, Han, that's a bad idea there. You better walk the fuck on." If you don't walk the fuck on, that'll be the next sound you fucking hear. And the third sound, son, I'll hear it. You won't. No, sir. I'll fucking hear it. And you fucking won't. Now, people are going to come back on this video and say, "Oh, you'd end somebody over a basket full of groceries?" Yeah, I would. You damn right. Because that person that's deciding to steal from me, they've already decided that that's what their life is worth. Well, they made that decision. They made that choice. You don't fucking steal from me. Fuck around and find out.
Nobody wants their groceries stolen. That anger is real, and it's valid. But underneath all that rage is something a lot sadder. People are so desperate they're talking about stealing food because their benefits are getting cut. And that's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Theft isn't the story. desperation is. When families are pushed to the edge, the line between survival and crime starts to blur. Yeah, groceries are expensive. Yeah, people are frustrated. But threats and vigilante justice don't fix the root problem. Policy failures, stalled aid, and empty food banks do. So here's what I want to know. When survival becomes a crime, who's really to blame? The person taking food or the system that left them hungry in the first place? And that's going to wrap it up for today. If you've ever looked at the price of groceries and thought, something's not right here, you're not alone. This isn't about good guys or bad guys. It's about a system that's failing both. There's another video on screen that dives deeper into how everyday people are being pushed past their limits. Go ahead and click it, tap it, and I'll see you there.